All right, hello everybody. We are watching a 1v1 here. Deimos versus SnS, and it should be a good one. Deimos choosing Necron, SnS choosing his famous orcs. So I assume he's gonna go for his Cult of Speed meta build, which he transitions into air. He has a good science expansion, Arctic, which is the best you can get. I wonder if Deimos will do something interesting here. Maybe he... Oh wait, alright, looks like he's going for an early hero build, or when I play Necron and I go Influence first, I go early Lord. And I go into Tomb Blades, but we'll see what he does here. Staff Coppers and bikes. How are they gonna do against Necron? I've never don't think I've seen that matchup before, so I'm curious to see how that plays out. I think though, if he gets like a supercharged hero, he can easily just, you know, plow through his Cult of Speed units. So Necron Lord, or maybe Destroyer Lord. I don't know if he's gonna attempt that. Yeah, it should be a really interesting game. So usually I'm always playing, guys, but I want from time to time I like to watch games I'm not playing and just give like live commentary, and you know, kind of how I see things during the match. And of course we have like full intel of the whole map, so as you know, when you click on a player, all they see is what's uncovered right now. So Deimos just sees this. He did get us his other science outpost quite quickly, turn 5, which is pretty good. If we go over to SnS, he's just stuck on 1. So little things like that can help a little bit, especially when you compound it in the early game. Yeah, getting that second science outpost early can kind of, especially for Necron, because you want to get to your expansion tech as quickly as possible. So that was a really good pickup by Deimos there to grab that secondary. He's got a lot of influence if you look at all of his things that he's got. So I assume he's going to build hero building next. Let's see. Because he can scroll the hero and put an icon on him, and then that will pay off big time during the game if he does. Yeah, he's going hero. So I did this exact same build back when I was playing Necron. It's actually one of my favorites, but I actually do it kind of mixed and influence economy build with Necron, where I can kind of rush certain units that I want. So you don't have to go like 5 barracks or 5 armories. You could just go a few or 1 even, and you just rush your units through once you get the technology that gives you a discount. All right, so I'm gonna let this auto play. I'll be back to give some more commentation. I gotta do a couple things. So yeah, I'll just let this auto play. I'll be back. Okay, I am back. Let's look at these heroes. So he did put an icon on. Uh, yeah, I kind of like doing icon plus scroll, but he did go second lord, so that's probably why, because it costs a lot of influence. So yeah, interesting. I think with the lord's the ability that gives him like he has like an attack ability. I forget what it's called. That might help him one shot like these bikes and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. This is going to be a really interesting game. I mean, it might just be anticlimactic game, but I feel like this is going to be an interesting game, especially that Deimos did double lord. I haven't seen him do double lord, so the cryptic will be pretty cool. He'll have to be careful though, because I think, yeah, cryptics are pretty squishy. Are we gonna get a third base from Deimos? Influence 44 turns. So yeah, looks like he's going the influence economy here, which makes sense. Core. Okay. Yeah, my build is I like to get Tomb Blades with heroes. I feel like they clear faster, and well, they were very powerful when you used to get armor level 6 with Tomb Blades. Oh my god, they were really powerful. Just gonna see Discord for a second. Yeah. So level 3 skill, he picks population. I wonder, does this population thing stack with 2 lords? I think it does. Wait, it would be +6, right? Yeah, it does stack. Okay. So he's getting closer. But his lords are not going to have to, like, they're not... It should be fine against spikes and orc boys. I guess the coppers are going to be coming in after this guy. They actually have, surprisingly, map control is about 50-50. You would think that the orc would have the map control advantage or have more outposts. A lot of wildlife in the north and south corners of the map. So he's got... Nah, I thought he was going to buy something. So lords for upkeep with the icon, you're basically... your lords are free, if that makes any sense. For upkeep with the icon. Cryptic, your upkeep is 4. Okay, so that's... Oh, another icon. Okay. So now he's positive on... So, yeah, mortals with +2 armor, 10. That's pretty powerful. Maybe that's what his strategy is going to be. Just armor them up. So a lot of experience here. Necron can easily farm robots. They regenerate. So it's, yeah, pretty good for them. The warriors do a lot more damage with rapid. You have to be careful though, because if he gets a little beat up here, and orc kind of comes in. I mean, orc sees that he captured an outpost here. Deimos sees that Orc captured these two outposts. So they're both kind of aware that they're both sort of in that proximity. So I guess Deimos, we'll see if he cares that Orc is nearby and there's robots here. He might not want to engage the robots because he might be a little afraid of Orc kind of coming out of nowhere and attacking him. Maybe he buys some items here to make him feel a little more comfortable, like some bracers on each lord. That's pretty good. Yeah, robots attacking into forests, so. Yes, because if he does the armor buff, yeah, he can easily tank these robots. Oh, going in with the cryptic, huh? Some good damage there. So anyways, if you are just joining, this is a 1v1. SnS playing Oryx, Deimos playing Necron. Deimos going a little bit unorthodox here with early hero Necron play with 2 lords and a cryptic, with 2 cores and a 2 base Necron at this point. But I assume this third spider is going to maybe go here. We'll see. He doesn't really have a solid ore base. That's, what is his ore upkeep? It is, yeah, -3. He needs to really get on that. Meanwhile, Orc's economy is great because the more they fight, the more they kill stuff, the more influence and ore they generate. So that's basically, Orc wants this to be, so in order to kind of stop Orc from abusing that is try to eat up his side of the map of wildlife so that he can't, you know, farm it. Of course, that means Orc might contest you, which right now SnS is sort of playing it safe with his scout bikes. So he sees one Necron warrior there. He still does not know that he's gone double Necron Lord. I think that you might ask yourself, why would Deimos do double Necron Lord? Because occult speed, well, the only units that are really good at like killing heroes somewhat are the mechs. They have pretty good armor penetration, and yeah, with wall level 10 they do decent damage. But other than that, all those other units can't really hit, especially if you put armor on these units. It's going to be hard for Orc to kill one of these heroes because I mean, right now they're naked lords. I assume Deimos will item them up probably when we get to turn 30, because that's when a big battle could happen. But he does have double lord, which he can kind of do cycle the defensive protocols. So he's going to the shop, and I assume he's going to get some bracers. Yep. Double bracers for the double bros. And I think he spent all that he had. 38 influence left. Yes, he needs to save influence to put down his base, which is 60. I think he wants to go to this spot. Yeah, this is the base slot he wants to go. I will see if SnS tries to contest this. I don't. Yeah, he's got half parts of his army separate. So I don't know. I don't think he'll. Maybe if he had these 3 bikes with the main army, maybe he try to contest it. I don't know. But right now he just sees just fog of war. So first chopper, get to the chopper, get down, get to the chopper, get to the chopper. I'm trying to do my Arnold Schwarzenegger. My get downs are pretty good, but my get back to the chopper. Gotta work. Okay, so he sees Mr. Spider just tiptoeing like a little tiptoeing spider. So he probably is like, oh, you want this tomb right here. Okay. Well, you're going to have to kill my orc boys. Not a problem. He's got a Necron and some Necron warrior, so don't think he's going to have a problem. He can armor up. Then they're going to be bracer plus armor 2. So that's going to go 9, 10, 11. So yeah, he's pretty safe here. I do believe Deimos has a better matchup. Like I said, Call of Speed has the only option really to delete high armor stuff are the mechs. That's his kind of his, I guess, his anti armor unit, which isn't, it's good, but it's like it's melee range, so it's not ideal. All right, so I assume he's gonna kill this guy. He's gonna do an armor up. Deimos just sees this one orc boy. He doesn't see all this stuff here. Now he sees another war bike. Do the armor up. But, oh, you missed the armor up on this one, but I don't think it matters. Yeah, and he puts the city down, and Orc will have to retreat. I don't see. Orc does not have an answer to Double Lord, I don't think. So, I mean, SnS can just play, I guess, defensively, try to hold the map the best he can. It might not be a bad idea for him maybe to tech switch into a war boss. He's got lots of influence. He could make a war boss, item him up to one-shot these lords. I think if you get the right sword and concealed and a skull, I think you can pretty much one-shot these guys. But I don't think he'll do that, probably. I think he's going to just try to do what he's always been doing, which is just a bunch of Call of Speeds and a bunch of science buildings trying to tech to air. He hasn't got his third base down, so I guess the mech boy is going to lay down the third base somewhere. And the real cool thing is, like, Deimos put this far base here for Necron. I think he wants to do that because he wants to control this part of the map for map control. And, you know, he'll have teleport if he chooses to pick that up. So in one way, you know, because if you would have put a base like up here, then Orc would get all this and plus the relic. Now Deimos can kind of secure that because he has a sort of a frontline trench base here that he can have his army sort of buy it, acts as a zoner, acts as some damage. So a pretty smart move by Deimos. But don't underestimate SnS. He's really good orc player. He's doing the right move by backing off because, like I said, there's really he can't do anything with against this army composition at the moment. Oh, he just got mind controlled and scorpioned, and ouch, that's pretty painful. Okay, so he lost a bike, and Deimos is gonna continue to farm here. Deimos's influence pretty good. He's got 2 icons. His research is not so great. Turn 30, 24. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like terrible, but ideally you want to shoot for at least 30 research by turn 30 for I guess most factions. If you go to Orc, yeah, he's plus 35. Yeah, I mean, it's not, I'd say below 20 is like really bad, but I assume he will buy some scrolls though for his heroes. We'll see. Now, if you can get, now check this out, guys. If you can get 2 level 6 lords, he's summoning 2 Praetorians that are free. That can like one shot, like this kind of spam that orc players doing with Cult of Speed. So really powerful, actually. I would say 2 lord strategy versus orc Cult of Speed is quite good. That's a good counter. The other thing I would say is if SnS would want to perhaps counter the Lord spam, he goes War Boss and get itemized War Boss, because War Bosses can one-shot Lords. So put Endurance, itemize them up, wait for an opening where the Lord is sort of, you know, maybe not protected as well, and then go in for the one-shot, one-kill. I guess that's one way, you know, because Orc has really good anti-hero units, but they're actually the heroes themselves. So the War Boss, and it's weird because most Orc players always goes the hero route because of that one factor. I mean, tank busters aren't really good anti-hero units. They're, I guess, okay, but not when they're fully armored up. It's not enough damage. So anyways, SnS starts having a little difficulties in the north here. Yeah, copters are pretty tanky because, yeah, that... I guess he wants to get his unit back, so he's focusing on this. Which makes sense. Yeah, so, you know, like with Gladius, there is, you know, some rock, paper, scissors. So there's units that trade or perform better against other units. So that's one thing about like Gladius is trying to, like in some cases you don't know until you kind of scout out the enemy, but I think that's where, like, sometimes you might have to make a tech switch, right? Because the real question is, how does SnS stop itemize Necron Lords, you know? In my opinion, I think he just maybe builds a hero building and gets some war bosses out. I mean, he's got lots of influence. Of course, he'll lose some of the WA. So some heavy destroyers. I think they do okay versus the Def Copters, I think. All right, so we're turn 31. We're starting to get into kind of the starting point of mid game. Uh, Pretty much map control on both sides. Deimos taking his corner side. And it looks like SnS is going to take his corner side. And then I assume the battle will be probably more into Necron space, or Necron might try to kill Orc. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think if those lords get to level 6, I think SnS's in some real big trouble. Which I don't think there's enough wildlife here to get them to level 6, but level 5 for sure. So his wall went down a little bit. I think the reason because he wasn't attacking stuff for, well, I think there was a few turns where nothing was happening. So with Orc, I believe you have to, keep attacking every turn, killing stuff. They want to fight. Deimos, or should be under control. Getting more power. I mean, his eco's not that great, but if he takes advantage of the influence rush thing, I think that will balance out his eco. The influence Necron eco build is not the easiest thing to pull off. You have to have a good understanding of the Necron economy, but I think Deimos will be okay. We'll see. All right, so they're going for the Enslaver here. He'll move his Lord probably here. He's a little bit worried. I mean, so Deimos, all he sees is, he think there could be a big orc attack coming. So, you know, he's playing smart. But Cernosor is pretty much abandoned this area. So by attacking, he should be getting his Wa up there. He's attacking a lot. So again, you know, I usually on my streams I usually always talk about, you know, you always have to have an answer for whatever sort of matchup you're going up against. And I guess the real $1 million question is he gonna just rely on mechs to give him the punching power to take out these heroes? I'm assuming that's what he's gonna do, because I don't see him building a hero building or anything. So deimos will continue to spam heavy destroyers. Alright, so he's level 4 on these. I wonder what he's gonna spend his influence on. Maybe conceal weapons to make the lords hit harder. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten them their void strike, because that would probably allow them to delete chopper, maybe if they use it. But you can just see the difference in economies, like 189 food, 99, or because every time they kill stuff and do damage, their orcs gaining stuff. Then compared to that, look at that economy, completely different. But I still feel like deimos has the matchup advantage, because like I've said, I don't, until air units come out, I don't see no sir being able to deal with those 2 Necron Lords. I mean, no sir might try to just overwhelm the Necron army, and then if it's just the 2 Lords left alive, they could probably just you know, mass attack them and whittle them down, and then they should die. But I mean, he can even manually heal them too with influence, so yeah, so hornets are great for farming with orc. You could get a lot of influence. Also, if he gets level 10, he's getting 20% loyalty. So you're gonna see, like, he's already starting to, like, once he gets that pop building. Did he get a pop building? Did not get a pop building. So does that mean you're gonna deactivate a building? I'm not sure. He might deactivate something, I guess. Yeah, you know, Gladius, a lot of Gladius is a mental game too, because like in Deimos' mind, he probably thinks Orc is waiting for him in this area here. Like, meanwhile, Orc is, you know, just up here. But one thing I noticed what you can do in this game. If you zoom in, say like in a part of the map, you actually hear the sound effects. So, and I think Deimos knows about this, but uh, you could like zoom in, and then you hear all this like commotion up here. Then you can kind of make an assumption that, oh, Orc is fighting up in the corner. It'd be nice if they got if they made I don't know if they could patch this in the game, but like uh, in Fog of War you cannot hear sound effects. Like I don't know how they would do that, but it would be a little more balanced. Like the only time you can hear sound is if you have like vision, or if it's near the Fog of War. I don't. I might put that in the feedback channel. See. All right, turn 37. Still no big engagement from both of them. I guess at this point it's a fight for just outposts and killing wildlife. But the wildlife is pretty much all gone, so it's time to take off the gloves and fight each other, I guess, at this point. So Deimos has to make a decision. Does he try to eco and tech against Orc? If he does choose that route, he's going to have to face airplanes. Does he try to put pressure on SnS and try to kill one of these bases? That's another possibility. I think with 2 lords with items, I think that's a viable option. Looks like... So, see, that's what makes this so deadly, this comment. SnS can use scans to assess whether it's safe to commit to like an attack. So knowing that he doesn't see any units here, he's going to wipe these 2 units out. So, you know, very good. I mean, Cultist Speed Orc is very scary because they can have good recon on your troop movement, and if you are not backing up your troops, they can just, you know, kill you. And because most factions don't have that luxury, and you sort of have to make a assumption like, oh, are there a bunch of units here to counterattack me? But SnS knows he's jinking, so he's pretty safe. And then I assume he's zoning this heavy out, so it's going to die next turn. And yeah. And then if you look for SnS, I think the game plan is just to get to air units. And then with the air units, he'll have the damage to kill the heroes. His question is, can SnS get to air units before Deimos decides to attack him? Now, this army looks really scary. Like, that northern army looks really scary. But 2 lords with items can actually just sit there all day and swat the units. Because this army is excellent versus infantry type units or units with low armor. But stuff with high defensive traits or like armor is, yeah, it's not so good. So he's moving up the lords. He needs to watch out for the Cryptek, though. That thing can get sniped by the copters. He just needs to get a couple of them in range with a bike, and that Cryptek's dead. So hopefully he won't, you know, misplay there with it. But these lords are pretty much kind of like Space Marine captains, basically. They are not going to be bothered too much by this army. Oh, wow. Deimos is committing forces here. They are in cover, but there's just so many troops here. So I think they're going to get wiped out. He'll try to counterattack, but it's a lord with just 3 movement with river. So the most he can get is like in this area. So he's still going to be a turn short from getting to this army. I wonder if Tomb Blades would have been a better option for him, because then he has the mobility. He does have Jink. Although, yeah, I mean, these bikes are so cheap that, I mean, they probably one-shot Tomb Blades. So it's I don't know. I mean, I feel like the Cultist Speed units for Orc at this point are a little bit too good, in a sense of, like, they have Jink, they have Turbo Boost, they can trade well with lots of other units from other factions. They cost really cheap. And then you have copters with bomb and jink again and turbo boost again, recon. So I kind of feel like, and I probably am gonna get flack for this, but I feel like they need to nerf either make the bikes cost more or take away some of their things, because I just feel like it's really hard for a lot of factions to fight this. There's just so much mobility, so much jink, so much. You got range and good melee. The only weakness to this build are heroes and armored units, like tanks. And not every faction has the luxury of getting, those type of things, but we'll see. We'll see how this game goes. But if Necron did like an infantry standard build by Necron, they would just get rolled over against this matchup. Like Immortals, Flail ones, Heavy Destroyers, they can't compete with that. The jinking, the mobility, the flanking of this Orc Cult of Speed army is just way too powerful. And that's why that's why I'm thinking like it's needs to be adjusted a bit. Whether that means that war bikes cost a little bit more, or copters cost a little bit more, but you can see like how big this army is, right? Of course, I know Deimos did like a hero type build where you're gonna have a smaller army, but we'll see how it goes. So now you're gonna see the lords in battle. Now, if SnS will either try to kill the heroes with his huge ass army, or he'll just back off. So this one has concealed. Yeah. The thing I don't like, I wish Deimos would have picked up Void Strike, because I think just one level 1 Void Strike, I think that would, delete one of these units in one hit. And I think that does matter a little bit here. I mean, this might be game right here, because SnS kills these 3 units and maybe the Necron Warriors. All you got is 2 Necron Lords left. And I think that's just too many units for them to deal with. But so it looks like, yeah, that is what SnS is going to do. He's going to just kill. He's going to kill the army, and then I assume then he's going to focus down on the heroes, or just go right to the base. Like, he has so many options with this type of mobility. With Here We Go and already the high movement, like, you can just do circles around your opponent with these units. And the units are super cheap. That's, I guess that's my main thing, is like, if they were a little more expensive, then I feel like if you do lose a bike or you do lose a chopper, it really hurts. But, he can just spam so many of these units. And you're just able to like alpha strike every single turn because of the jinking and the recon. You know exactly where the enemy is. So like literally you it's just so much easier killing your opponent when you have these abilities. He's got bombs, so the bombs are going. Looks like he can't get in there to finish off the warrior, but the warrior's practically almost dead. He's got to be careful of his Cryptek though, because the Cryptek can get taken out fairly easy. So I guess he's gonna armor up here, but he has no army left. And he did not pick up Void Strike, so he can't one-shot these units. He's gonna have to spend 2 units to kill 1 unit. It's not looking good for Deimos. I'll be honest with you guys. Yeah, I think this just epically failed for Deimos, to be honest. I think he had the right idea, because like on paper, my thing is I wanted him to get the Void Strike so that he could Void Strike, and he's killing, you know, 2 choppers, let's say. But he decided to just get a whole bunch of population and no Void Strike. And he went with level 2 armor up. Yeah. I just would have did level 1 armor up. Or because he's seeing that he can't even kill anything. Oh gosh. Yeah, his, well, he's got this Cliff River, so yeah, I think his Cryptic is safe because the war bikes can't really get in there. They're being zoned. War bikes do not ignore zone of control. But if one war bike could get in there, you can see it's doing pretty decent damage to the Cryptic. So yeah, I mean, he didn't lose a whole squad. So SnS is just gonna be like, you know what, bud? Yeah, I maybe can't kill your lords, but I'm just gonna take all your outposts, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then meanwhile, he's gonna be teching to air. So yeah. I think flail ones. Okay. I know in the mod they used to be 4 movement in the mod. I don't know if they changed it and put them back to 3. Yeah, they put them back to 3, I think. Let me see. Yeah. There was a time where they were 4 movement with infiltrate, and they were amazing. So now they put them back. The problem is, Tony, is this type of orc army, it's just so good. It's all the units, the copters, the bikes, they have turbo, which means they can go into a spot, scan or scout, and if they see it's a bad terrain for them or a bad matchup, they turbo out. Then the army sets up for a counterattack if Necron chooses to go after that bike. So it's just very hard. And you can see right now he's going to try to zone, I think, a lord out and then try to get to the Cryptic. But what I think Deimos, and I think I said it all right, I think Deimos needed to be able to one-shot these units. And how he could have did that if he would have picked up Void Strike level 1 on each lord. If he would have got concealed and maybe one more sort of damage buff, damage item, that might be enough. Maybe not. Maybe you have to axe one of them with the axe. Instead of concealed, just get an axe. But I'm having big time doubts with Deimos pulling this game off right now. It's not looking good. I mean, he's just gonna lose these Necron Lords again, or sorry, Necron Destroyers. I mean, he kills a bike, but this bike is literally a price of like a guardsman. Like, it's super cheap. Like, to give you an idea of like how this battle is not even close. He's literally got 3 units just grabbing outposts. Like, there's no really threat for SnS here. And he's just gonna lose that. Gonna lose all his outposts here. These guys are gonna die. It's just these units are just they're so good versus infantry, and nobody really plays orc right now. But I'm saying it early here, and I'm not suggesting like, oh, you nerf orc. I'm just saying is that right now these units, they own the meta when it comes to infantry units. Like, so I mean, you could say, oh, okay, just go tanks and go like armored heroes and that. Well, Deimos did go heroes, but I think where he failed, he needed to make these heroes be able to one-shot these units, and to do that, he needs to pick up the Void Strike or give them axes, something like that. There's also Skull Altar down here. Yeah, it's a very interesting match. But again, if we look at like economies, you can see, yeah, SnS's economy is really taking off. I mean, his ore is kind of low, but he gets that back from killing stuff. So when his ore is low, I think he just defaults to... Actually, you know what? He doesn't have a good food option. But I think if he gets the air, I think air doesn't... Let's see, let's go to air units. Because that's what his goal is, to get to air. Yeah, it still costs ore. I mean, he's going 2 science expansions. See, science. So, I mean, that makes sense why his ore is so low. And then he's using, you know, I think I get his strategy. When orc kills a unit on the map, whether it's wildlife or enemy, they generate ore from that. So I think the strategy for him is to kill as much wildlife and stuff in the early game that he's banking lots of ore that will maintain this like high army count that he has. Meanwhile, getting lots of science in 2 bases to try to speed towards air tech. And then he's gone lots of production, like 4 production buildings. That's pretty aggressive. He's only built 1 ore resource. How many factions in the game where their primary unit that they're going, that they only build 1 resource building of that? Well, it's going to be 2 now with that. There's not many factions that could do that. If you go Astra Militarum, you're going mech build, you're building lots of ore resources in one of your expansions. If you're playing Eldar and you're going either infantry, you got to build food. If you're going tanks, you got to build ore. So it is interesting. You know, he's kind of abusing that orc faction ability. You know, I can't name that many factions that can pull this type of strategy off. I guess orc can sort of do it. Now you can see that he smelt blood in the water. He's going for the cryptech. Like, remember I was telling you guys all game that Deimos better be careful because of how crazy these the choppers are with... Yeah, he's already kind of upset about the zone of control bullshit. Anyway. Well, right now, okay, this is... My thinking is this. If the developers or the mod community either make the bikes cost a little bit more or nerf them a little bit, like take away maybe turbo or jink, or, you know, why give orc jink on all the cult of speed units besides war buggies? I feel like that's overkill. And these have a lot of HP, like 34, like, oh my god. I mean, of course, he's got 2 HP relics. But this is really sad to watch Deimos just get... Like this is straight up trolling Deimos right now. Like, and Deimos is a good player, don't get me wrong. It's sad to see, like, I mean, of course, this is not standard Deimos. Deimos doesn't usually go to Lord. So I don't know if he was just like experimenting this game, but even if he did a Necron infantry build, I think he just would have got clobbered, because I'm trying to tell people that Orc Cultist Speed meta, it just annihilates infantry builds. There's no infantry build that can defeat this. Ignore zone of control, Jink, move 6, turbo boost out, like recon ability. I mean, you can't beat that. If you go infantry versus this type of orc build, you're dead. You're straight up dead. Unless, like I said, unless you have like multiple heroes that can one-shot these units, then it's a different story, but he didn't do that. And user 65 research. I mean, the longer this game goes, 27. So just to put this in perspective, guys, Deimos is having to build resource buildings or to stay afloat. See, or. Meanwhile, the orc player, science, loyalty. That's boost science. Practically, yeah, one ore resource building. Okay, now you can't tell me that is balance. Now, okay, I will say this: not many pro players play orc. Okay, but all I'm trying to point out is, economy-wise, that's not balance. That's not balance. Because think about this, he could even go crazier. Like if he wanted to do this mech build and do it with a bunch of tank busters or a bunch of just orc boys, he wouldn't need to do that. But yeah, this is crazy. Look, economy wise, 40, 27, 62. 74 research. 74 research. I mean, he's not even using food. He's not even bothering with food. Like, if we go to the graph, guys. Yeah, it's... military, I mean, I guess the heroes are bumping Deimos up there with military, but he all he has is no, I think he's gonna GG. I don't think he'll want to stay in this game that much longer. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you feel like Orc is perfectly balanced right now? Like, I mean, you're seeing this in real time, the amount of influence, the amount of research, the fact that up into turn 42, you only have one or resource building built out of all his bases, and his primary unit that he's going is ore upkeep. Where poor old Necron has to spend all this time building these ore, and he's still just barely getting by with his ore upkeep. And then he has to build power. Like, I don't even think, does he even have, he has 4 production buildings, okay. But then look, his science is only 27. Oh, 29 now. 29 compared to 74. Partly also because of this new buff. His wall level gives him loyalty percentage. So he starts spamming these loyalty buildings. He's getting almost 20% more out of these. So you can see it should be 6. Now it's 7.1. But it adds up, you know. Everything adds up. Well, like I said, I think turn 42, he only had 1 ore building out of all 3 orc bases. He just got the second ore building now, which is like turn 43. Um, so all I'm saying is that I can't name one faction in the game that can do that can have a 4 or 5 production economy and only build one resource building the whole game. Well, the whole middle game, like literally one resource building. So I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what Demos thinks. He might think it's fine. He'll probably want a rematch, Sir, and I think he'll probably go SM maybe, and then just go a bunch of dreadnoughts and smash the Cult of Speed. Because if he does dreadnoughts, yeah, I think that would just crush this all these like choppers and stuff. The funny part is like these units that SnS is using, they're kind of like recon units, or they're like you know, nobody builds like 20 scout bikes to kill somebody. Nobody builds 20 scout sentinels to kill people. People build those type of units mainly just for scouting and maybe potentially flanking, but they're more of a scout unit, recon unit. Right now the orc scout units are literally just killing, you know, like they're I don't know if that's how the developers wanted orc scout units to be, like literally they're just killing all the infantry in the game right now. It's also really annoying, like when you have these units that can just go into your territory and just like just take all your stuff. Like that really gets people tilted playing Gladius. Like look at the mini map in the bottom right, guys. It's literally like a Christmas tree. It's all green. Like even almost the outposts that are like right next to his base are going to be taken soon. I guess Deimos is hoping for level 6 lords. But even if Deimos magically defeats this Cult of Speed orc army, he's going to get crushed by the air units. The air units are going to be coming. Are they coming now? No, they haven't come now. But they're going to be coming soon, maybe turn 50. And, I mean, Deimos is not even at 30 research at this stage of the game. Yeah, it's... As much as I love to put Deimos on his high horse, I don't see any chance for him to win this game. Yeah. Like, he might win these little battles here and there, but in the grand scheme of things, Orc is set up. Orc has research almost at 80. He's going to be getting air units. The thing about Orc, though, guys, Orc, when they unlock the air tech, they can then produce air units out of this Cult of Speed, which is mind-boggling. I don't see how that's balanced either, because all other factions in this game have to hard build air building units and then produce air units. Orc can literally just go, oh, I research air and start producing air. Which is like very, very... I don't think it's fair, because air units in this game are like amazing. Like they're really good. And the fact that you can like queue up 4 to 5 armories and then just build them out of your armories, to me, I think I mean, they're not going to change it. I don't see the developers changing and making a custom air building for Orc, but I always wondered about that. I didn't think that was fair. Now, the real question is, I would love to see a rematch. A rematch of Deimos playing like Space Marine or Tyranids or some other faction that, you know, Deimos is going to go more standard, not this 2 Lord experimental thing that he's doing. Because, I mean, Deimos is smart. He'll know, like, if he chooses Space Marine, he'll go high science into dreadnoughts, into vindicators probably. So here's what I think. If Demos stays in the game, I think once the first couple air units start hitting him, he'll GG. That's my prediction. I think he might try to just turtle up here. I think he thinks that he's still in the game because he has 2 lords that are close to level 6. So I think that's what's giving him maybe hope in his eyes right now. But once those air units come, the Praetorians are not going to help Demos. I mean, even if he magically unlocks Praetorians in the next couple turns, that's not going to help you versus air units. Praetorians are not going to help you. Yeah, I would like to see him because if he's going, when I do Necron Influence Economy, I go armories with barracks, but I can choose which units I want to rush, and so I would have went into barges, doom arcs. At least those units can somewhat help you versus the air units that are going to come out, but also they're good versus this crap, all this cultist speed crap that I feel like should be toned down a bit. Because it's not, let me just tell you something. It is not fun playing against this cultist speed, Jink, move 6, turbo boost out, range 2, bomb in your face. Like, this is not fun playing against that. I mean, sure, if you're orc player, it's fun doing that, but yeah, it's also hard. Like, if you're playing the way Sir plays, you're kind of on a time clock a bit. Like, if you know you can't deal with the air units, then you need to kill orc. Um, but if you're playing like a say the faction SM, you can do hunters. Like, you can tech into certain units that are really good against air. But I'll be all right. So I am back. Oh, you finally got Void Strike, but you didn't use it. Okay. I don't know why. Why not use it? Hmm. Okay. The funny part is Sonos Sir can literally just fly away, like go down here and then fly away, like ignore zone of control, man. It's so powerful. Oh wow. What's his wall at? Wall level 10. Holy crap. Oh, that's so gross. Did he get air? Let's see. And he's got air, guys. Turn 47, air units out of 4 armories. There you go. 1 turn cost. Oh, because of production overlap. But if he builds 1 more armory, no, actually, if he just keeps building loyalty buildings, I think he'll eventually get 31.5 production. He just has to build maybe 2 or 3 more loyalty buildings, and then he's producing 1 airplane per turn. Can he? So he's got to start probably building power buildings, because there's upkeep. I mean, they're cheap air units. They're only 3 upkeep. That's not even that. But yeah, he needs. You gotta start building power buildings now. If copters had a power upkeep, I think that would force Orc to have to build more power resources. So, maybe that's the solution. Maybe if it's like a recon type unit, maybe I think at one time weren't. No, they do cost a little bit of power, 15, yeah, but not the upkeep though. Yeah, 8 movement. Oh my gosh, just a casual 8 movement with ignore zone of control. Perfectly balanced. Nothing to see here. I wonder, like in tabletop, are def copters like the fastest, most strongest recon unit in the game, or are they just mediocre in tabletop? All right, so Deimos sees 2 here. You can't reach him. He's too slow. Oh gosh. If threw some endurance implants on them, maybe that would help. Ah, you got one, Deimos. Oh gosh, he's gonna finish. He's gonna finish the game before his air units come out. do, do, do. So he's zoning deimos from he's zoning deimos from protecting his base. He actually can go into this hex here by turbo boosting. Wow, he grabbed the damage relic from deimos. Oh. Wow. And the mech boys are coming in for fun. So Praetorian's gonna become. Why isn't he making air units? Oh, he doesn't. What? Okay. Make the air units. Oh gosh. Can't even all right. Can you get to level 6, Deimos? Nice. Use your void strikes. Okay. And then void strike this one. Oh, he might get to level 6. He just needs to kill a few things here. Whew. Oh, he's really close. 2.8. Yeah. If he kills this one here, he'll get level 6 on both lords. Oh wow, that would be big if he could do that. But it looks like he does not have enough firepower. He's used up all his firepower. I think he should have turbo boost and just took this spot here. I'm surprised he didn't do that. Oh wait, he had enough damage. If he would have used this destroyer to kill that, he would have got level 6. He could summon and put a guy into that hex spot. Yeah, too bad he didn't do that. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, look at the bikes. The bikes. He can delete his Praetorians. Alright. What's SnS or D? looks like he's going for the base snipe. That might GG Deimos. All right, so he's got a level 6 Praetorians. Things are getting demoraled, which is good for Deimos. But the question is, what did he do with his cryptic? Okay, so cryptic could either heal or give this invulnerability. He's got to do how much damage? 13 damage. He healed it. Yeah, if he can get those. See, the problem is he could have had this hex with a jinked copter. Yeah, so his army's. Is Deimos gonna win this? That would be hilarious. This whole game, I say there's no chance for Deimos. Well, you gotta admit, I mean, SnS miscalculated. So that's the thing. You can kind of use your city as a sponge, you know. And as long as you keep it alive, you can, you know, heal it back up. So Ouch. That's not good for SnS. But is SnS gonna try to? Well, he's got the bikes, but they're not. He has to get his morale back. So he could send this chopper in to kill this guy a bit. With here we go. No, use here we go. Problem is he can't get these mechs in there to do the damage. I don't think he has enough damage. I mean, if he could get these to be good morale. Yeah, he's trying to get in there, but... Okay, the morale's slowly coming back. My mic mute, sorry. Even if this army goes, guys, he's got air units. I don't see how Praetorians or a hero is going to stop air units. I mean, he's got a couple heavy destroyers. A few of them. Wow. And he's still being annoying, grabbing outposts. That was his power base, I think. Yeah. So it's going to be really hard to maintain 4 production with just 33 energy. How much? 97. Oh, he's gonna do the blind ultimate on Cryptek. I think. I mean, Demos played that defense really well, though. I mean, I would say not the initial defense part of it, but the responding to his base being attacked. He did a fairly good job. I mean, he almost saved his base. Almost. So all Sir No Sir needs to do at this point, play defensively and start building his air army. It's going to be hard, though, because he's going to run out of power. So he might only have 4 aircraft maximum. So, I mean, he's starting to build power in his bases. But required 5. Okay. Well, he should be okay. He's got a... Yeah. So it's 40%. Did his wall go low? I wonder. Oh, no, it's at 10. Oh, because he lost units. Okay, that makes sense. He's got so much influence. Get out of here. Time to roll, boys. His mech boys are finished. He could delete a heavy destroyer. Might as well. And he's not going to be able to outrun the Necron army here. Oh, well, he's deciding to try to... Okay. Oh, they're blinded too, right? Oh, it's only blind for 1 turn. That's not... If it's blinded for 2 turns, that would be like, ouch. Yeah, Ertz, I would say this is a very interesting match. But I still heavily favor Sir No Sir because he's got air tech. And Praetorians are not going to do it for Demos against air units. If he can keep these heavy destroyers alive, then yeah, the air units, he'll have something to deal with the air units somewhat. But I don't think heavy destroyers are the best counter to air units, just because air units are so mobile. And his air units, I believe, have Jink, do they? Yeah, they have Jink, so he could Jink airplane in, find out where the heavy destroyers are waiting, and then just go in with the rest of his air squad and just alpha strike all the heavy destroyers, kill them, and then he has like free reign of killing everything else. Fortunately, Demos is gonna learn the hard way. So I guess he'll invulnerability himself here, I guess. No, what he needs to do is start buying digital weapons. Oh. I mean, the air units are gonna do more damage as he unlocks more upgrades for them. And with 80 research, he's not gonna have a problem unlocking the tech to upgrade the air units. So how do you defeat Orc Air? You It's hard because Orc Air will always outbeat your Air because they will have the 4 armories ready to go. The other factions, if you got Air on your mind, I think getting the cranes can help that, because with cranes you can build the air buildings a lot quicker. Or the other method is just to build the air building in each of your 3 bases. I guess that's one way if you don't want to go the crane route. But if, say, you go the crane route, you can definitely build these cranes twice as fast, or the air buildings twice as fast. So it's not as bad, because, I mean, Orc's going to have 4. But yeah, it's hard to beat Orc to air. Orc is probably one of the best factions for rushing air. I mean, he's torn 52, and he's got freaking 3 air units already, 4. Usually, when I play Eldar, this is when I'd be getting Warwalkers around this time of the game. Well, I'd be unlocking Warwalkers. So, the crazy part is, if he, he kind of screwed his economy a little bit. If SnS was built, he should have eased up. He built this. If he hadn't built this science thing here and just started focusing on power, maybe he wouldn't be, because right now, his power is low. So he's gonna have to make do with just 4 airplanes, like I said earlier. But 4 airplanes is enough, especially once he gets a tech upgrade to start knocking out the heavy destroyers. Although these heroes are gonna be somewhat a problem, but he can kind of jink the aircraft into these hexes, and Deimos can't do anything about it. I think this is Deimos. Deimos needs to put the pressure on him, because his air count's only going to be 4. Great, granted, he's going to be on 4 for a while, because he just doesn't have the power to maintain a bigger air army. But again, that's kind of because SnS didn't, he needed to focus on power in this base, and he didn't. So it's a little bit just economy mismatch by him. Yeah, this is actually, I would say this is a lot. I gave Deimos a 0 chance of winning at one point in the game, but right now, I would say he has a decent chance to win, actually, especially if he can get in here. If he can kill this base, which is his power base, that means SnS can't produce any more air units. If this base goes down, then I think Deimos wins the game. So we'll see. It's actually a close game, to be honest, because Deimos' economy isn't that great either. He lost his power base, so it's going to slow his production a bit. But I guess Deathcry was, I was a little off on my predictions of how the game would go. But I did mention in my commentary that level 6 lords would be huge for Deimos. Say something. Do your commentary. Say hi. All right, we're going into baby commentary. Right now, baby commentary says this is a critical point of the game. What's going to happen? He's not talking. He's talking baby language, by the way. It's not some unknown language. Well, maybe it is an unknown language. This is the probably first in the world for Gladius. Live stream baby commentary. That's right. You only get this type of inside subscriber stuff from the Describe Gaming channel. I mean, how many Gladius 40K games do you get with baby commentary? I can't name any. Like this is cost me a lot of production money, guys. I need more subscribers. I mean, I'm paying this baby like $20 an hour to commentary right now. It's not cheap. So Deimos is regaining his outposts. And will he press on to Sir No Sir? What do you think, Joshi? What's happening? Who's gonna win? Okay, we got a Lord coming in hot potato. He is not armored up. I repeat, he is not armored up, but he does have his buddy to armor up. Yes, Joshi, it's very exciting. I am revolutionary. I mean, I'm trying to advance Warhammer Gladius, man. Like, this is the new generation of Gladius players here. Oh, he did the summon ability. Double summon. Oh, defensive. He's going for the... He's flexing his muscles here. He wants that base hex. Can he get the base hex? If he can get in there with the Lord. Oh no, he moved both Lords. So could he get a Praetorian in there maybe? So Deimos sees the air units, guys. He knows what's coming. But he's got the armor up. The air's not going to really do anything. He's got the armor up on his heavy destroyers. He's demoraled. I mean, this is looking like a Deimos win here, maybe. I mean, this is probably one of the worst predictions I've ever made in Gladius. I'm a really bad commentary. I like gave Deimos a 0% chance to win in this game. Yeah, this video is not going to age really well for me in my Gladius commentary career. Come on, sir, no sir, don't make me look bad. I gave you a 100% win rate here. Are you purposely trying to throw this game to make me look bad? And then Deimos builds his base right where it was destroyed. Almost like, you know what, buddy? You killed my base, but guess what? I'm going to plop down another base. And that's mental games. That's all about getting in your head like, destroying my base didn't do you any good. So what does SnS? It's SnS's turn. Joshy, don't press the keys. Don't press the keys. No, because you press the keys and it's gonna do weird stuff. No, you can commentate. Do the commentate. Okay, he wants to press the buttons on the keyboard. So I apologize. Alright, you want to press the 0? Go. Press it. Yeah, SnS's in a real pickle here. Oh no, Jossie, don't. Alright, I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Does not look good for SnS, sir. I would never thought at this stage of the game we'd be where we're at right now. Alright, I'm eating an apple if you're wondering what I'm eating. I was gonna ask you guys to take a guess, but so if I was a betting man, I'd be losing a lot of money today. Guys, I don't see SnS coming out. Level 7 lords with a cryptic, with heavy destroyers, with Praetorians. Only 4 airships. 5 airships out. They do have their twin link super shooter, but with armored up lords, I just don't see it. I think this is a good game. I'm sorry for doubting you, Deimos. Please forgive me. I promise next game I commentate of yours, I will say there's no chance for you to lose. Yeah, I feel pretty bad about myself. Yeah, that's GG, guys. Even if Sir wanted to do something here, he has to get the moral back for his troops. And I mean, there's not. You could say maybe this heavy destroyer down here, but he's got 2 in Overwatch, so. I'm just flabbergasted that Deimos managed to pull a win out of this. I mean, there was one point in the game where Orc player had almost every single outpost, and Deimos just had his bases. And let me keep going here. There was one point in the game where literally Deimos only had his heroes alive, and maybe just a couple units producing in his base. He goes from that to literally pulling a rabbit out of his butt, and manages to somehow overturn the fight and beat Orc here. Because I just assumed SnS would just start mass producing all these air units, and he would just, you know, kill everything. But I mean, he's trying to focus on the heavy destroyers, which is smart, because that's the only unit that he has to fear for his air army. The problem is, I mean, Deimos has 4 more destroyers here. Okay, he's focusing on that one. I was gonna say he's gotta. Because these things, yeah, you can see the damage. So what Deimos has to try, he needs to at least kill one of these air units. Like, he needs to focus, like, he could potentially lose here. If SnS can keep his air army alive, and then he just keeps whittling down the heavy destroyers, then yeah, Deimos could lose the game here. But I've been so wrong with my predictions. I think I should just be quiet. Because whenever I seem to predict stuff, it just seems to be the opposite what I'm predicting. He's got 2 more heavy destroyers coming in, so the main point, guys, he's not producing any more air units. He doesn't have the power for it. So it'd be interesting to hear, to ask SnS after the game, like, did he just goofed up on his power economy, or he just, you know, didn't have the economy for it? I don't know. I felt like, because he did a book in his power base, I felt like if he wouldn't have done the book in his power base, he would maybe be a little bit okay. Maybe he'd have 2 more air units out right now. So it looks like he can kill this air unit down here. Yes. He can put 3 destroyers and then kill this one here. I mean, if honestly, if SnS can beat Deimos at this point right now, I'd be amazed, because like I literally feel like I feel like the table has turned against Deimos. I mean, not against Deimos, against SnS. Yeah, it would be a huge clutch. I think I would have gave SnS more chance to win if he was able to keep producing air units every turn. But because his economy is just not there for it, yeah, that air unit goes down. Now he's demoraled. His base is going to be taking damage from Praetorian and Lord. I would not want to be SnS right now. I think he went overboard on the research. I mean, you could have awesome research, but if you can't produce the units that you want to produce, what good is research? I think he just he miscalculated on his resources. I think that's like the bottom line here. Now, people are going to say, oh, Des guy says to nerf Orc, but Orc lost this game. You guys are missing the point. My point was that Orc only had to build one resource building. What the? We lost connection. I wonder if the game crashed. All right. I think the game crashed, guys. So they might just call it here because yeah, my connection says good. All right, they might call it. Oh, there they are. All right, maybe I just crashed. I don't know. Something happened. Sir, no sir, left. Okay, looks like there was a crash. But yeah, hats off to Deimos. Deimos, if you're listening or watching this after, you have my mad respect. You played. I was surprised you stayed in the game. More surprised that you were able to come back. Well, yeah, really good game. I'm kind of shocked though. All right, looks like they're gonna load up the game. I'll let them do that. So we'll give it a few minutes here so that they can kind of reset the load. Meanwhile, I guess I'll just talk about the game I just witnessed. So I think if you want to ask me, the turning point was this. Sir got greedy. He wanted to kill that base, which was not like a bad play per se, but what it allowed Deimos to do was delete half his army, level up the lords, and then go in for a counterattack at his base. Sir didn't have the power reserves or a good enough economy for power to keep maintaining the air production. So you have, you know, two bad events right there where he wasn't able to snipe that base. It took 3 turns to snipe the base, and then he had to lose half his army. Then he couldn't produce the air units constantly. So, I mean, he's still in the game. He's still fighting, but double level 7 lords, I highly doubt SnS can defeat that with heavy destroyer support. So SnS is demoraled right now. It really sucks when you're demoraled because you're doing almost half the damage to stuff. Three turns. Kill Bustas. What? What is Kill Busters? Oh, Kill Busters. Oh, so that's his wild card. 120 ore though. So you're saying 3 turns he unlocks that. He does have enough ore to kind of produce them. I mean, yeah, if he gets killed, oh, could he come back? That's a very high tier unit, guys. If he can get a couple of those on the battlefield, that might put SnS back into the game. You gotta remember, Deimos' research sucks. So the best he can do right now is his Praetorians and heavy destroyers. That's it. That's all he can do. And then, you know, SnS has a healer for his base. He has the mech guy. If he uses the bases as support, he can kind of pick off units that Deimos throws. Are we witnessing the most epic clutch comebacks from each player in one game? I mean, this might be the game of the century, guys. And then I'll look totally weird because I'm like, Deimos has won the game right now. And then then it's like, nope, SnS brings out his tier 8 unit and wins the game. Well, if I was Deimos, I'd be pretty happy right now. But ooh. You can jink it back. He needs to keep his morale up. He has to stop losing troops. All right, Death Cry's back. I went to go grab something in my fridge. All right, so SnS Sir gave us some top intel here that he's trying to unlock Kill Bustas, which is a high level, I think it's tier 8 unit. So I think that's why he's still fighting, holding on to dear life right now. And just drinking a salsa water if you're curious. I'm addicted to salsa water. No sugar. You get the guilty pleasure of, I mean, okay, at first it tastes weird, but once you get more attuned to the taste of salsa water, it tastes like soda. So if you like soda, because soda's not good for you, but if you like soda, salsa water is pretty good. This reminds me of like Spartans 300, like you shall not pass. The orc. It's getting harder because he's unlocked these hex spots. Yeah. Armored up too. Problem is like he's demoraled. That's the hard part here. But you know, like I said, he's still staying afloat. He's got a lot of ore, but you know, if he gets the Killer Buster out, it's 120. But this thing, it's a transport, I think, right? Yeah. The ultimate transport. I guess it's kind of like a land rider. Landerson is calling GG. Do you know something that we don't know? Are you an anti SnS Sir fan? You just don't like SnS Sir. Come on, man. Let's believe. We gotta believe in SnS Sir. We don't want him to give up. We want him to try to win. I believe in miracles. I believe SnS Sir can touch the sky. With this kill busters, he can kill deimos. I believe in deimos sometimes. Even when he does his weird Necron 2 Lord build. Alright, here comes the summoning. This is so weird. Armored up. Whole army's armored up. Deleted, and now he's gonna move the Praetorian in there. Oh, now yeah. Woo! There goes the air unit. Ouch. That's and everything's demoraled. Yeah, I think Deimos is gonna, and he can set up in here because it's they have jetpacks. Man, we've had everything on the stream. Alright. Every turn seems more bleaker and bleaker. Where are these Killbustas? I guess he's a turn short, guys. He said 3 turns, but I guess it's next turn. He can't kill Necron, that's the problem. With 2 lords armoring up almost every turn. He's just, and you know, once they get in those city hexes, good luck trying to kill them with armored up. Very hard to kill them. I tell you what, I am not gonna ever doubt Deimos. But you know what he's gonna do? That's the summon. He can he can even just heal the summon. Oh man, this is brutal. But even if he gets the kill buster out, is 1 kill buster gonna be enough to stop this? I don't think so. Because here's the thing, even though Deimos is such low tech, ouch, and they're armored up. Oh, this is desperation by Cerno. I think he's gonna call it. So I don't think 1 tier 8 unit's gonna match, like not with 2 level 7 lords and a level 7 cryptic. I think Landerson is right. It's time to throw in the towel. You know, it's like watching Muhammad Ali out of his prime getting pummeled, and it's hard to watch it. You know, you want to throw the towel in for SnS right now. But maybe SnS wants to just, you know, make a point that he was able to get his tier 8 unit playing Deimos. I don't know. Maybe that's an achievement. Build your tier 8 unit against Deimos in PvP. Achievement awarded. But you can see Deimos' guy's economy under control. He's pumping a unit every single turn. And heavy destroyers are better than bikes. Boom, there it goes. Do these ignore zone of control? Yes, they do. Flyer. I mean, it was a good game. It was entertaining. I think, like I said, the big turning point was this engagement for trying to snipe the base. I think if SnS honestly would just... Well, I think the other mistake SnS did was he didn't have enough power to build that huge air army that he probably wanted to do. Deimos coming back from the clutches of defeat. They'll tell stories of this game. Describe predicted Deimos' loss, but he was wrong. But SnS is like 2 turns. Okay. So okay, here's my other thought. He's gonna lose this base, but it's just a science base. So maybe he goes 1 base into just killer busters, and he gets like 4 of them, and then he just plows through Deimos's army, his low tech army. Is that even possible, guys? Can that happen? I mean, this base, he's got his research, so all this base is like, oh, he deactivated all his science. Okay. Oh, to stay in the positive for energy. I see. Yeah, I mean, this base is probably better for it to just die. What a weird game. Alright, so I guess he's trying to buy time for his kill busters to come out. So he wants to try to, I guess, hold this base as long as he can. I think he just moved this airplane back. It's demoral, it's gonna die. And move that one back too. I mean, when the first kill buster comes out, Deimos is not going to be able to kill this base. The one kill buster should be enough to keep him out of this base. Okay. Yeah, it's good. But that'd be the funniest comeback ever if literally just the kill buster units just like destroy his army and it's eventually just slowly waddle their way to this base, then this base, and this base. But I don't think that's gonna happen, guys. I mean, can a tier 8 unit fight this many destroyers? That's a lot of destroyers. But if like say that did happen where Deimos lost just to the kill busters, that would probably be the biggest rage quit ever. Because he spent so much time, you know, trying to defeat Oric and his avoid zone of control units, and then to lose to a bunch of tier 8 units. I mean, tier 8 units are good, but I think he would need at least, I think, 4 kill busters to maybe crush Deimos' army. I don't think he can do it just with 2 or even 3. I think he needs at least 4. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, looks like he'll get probably 4. Oh crap. Energy shortage. It's gonna slow his production a bit. Yeah, that's not good. You know, I forgot that Orc had that unit. So what is Deimos doing? He's pondering. He's probably thinking to myself, why is SnS not GGing right now? He like, I'm killing his bases, I'm killing his units. He can't kill me. Yeah, he's still in the game. And another summon. Woo. Armor up. Yikes. Oh. Oh. Well, actually, that's good for him. +2 energy. Okay. He wants to be positive in energy, so he doesn't get a penalty. Alright. So the first kill buster is going to be out. He does have 4 queued up. I mean, Deimos must be wondering, like, what is he doing? Like, okay, so Deimos probably knows that, oh, you're going for a super unit. That's why you're still in the game. And if Deimos this is a science base, so he probably knows that this base means nothing really. This is the base that means everything. So I wonder, yeah, he'll probably still delete this base, but he must know that it's not very important at this stage of the game. Ooh. Deimos, so Deimos is doing a complete back slap in his face, getting him back from the early game where SnS controlled every single outpost and relic on the map, and now Deimos controls almost everything on the map. So Deimos is getting his sweet revenge right now. And he seems to be fairly confident at just smashing this base, not worried about any counterattack whatsoever. Whew. You know, if Deimos was really mean to him, you leave this base with a sliver of health, because that affects his economy more, because he gets the number of cities penalty loyalty, and when a city is taking a lot of damage, it gets negative numbers, negative resources. So you can kind of keep a city hostage, force the other player to disband the city. All right, so SnS got his Deimos achievement, build a tier 8 unit against Deimos in PvP. So he got that achievement, guys. All right. Oh, another kill buster comes out next turn. Okay, so he needs to just play defensively. I would keep this one. Yeah, it's coming close. I mean, he doesn't want to take damage on this on that city. So perhaps he leaves this Killbuster. I don't know if he puts it here or he puts it or just keeps it there. But I wonder because Deimos might just go right to the city. He's got a lot of firepower. If he puts it here, it's a lot of heavy destroyers hitting him. So yeah, I think he's just gonna leave it there. Oh, so he sees it, but he can heal. Oh no, he can't unless he moves troops. Okay, so the real question is, can he get enough Killbusters and then Mech Boys to heal? But he has to be deleting units every turn, and it's hard to do that with armored up. If I was Deimos, I would just rush this base, get as much damage as possible. Because he does damage to the base, it slows his production down. Yeah. Yeah, Killbusters are no joke. Yeah, good idea. Yeah, he's trying to get the... So by doing damage to it, he's lowering the production. But SnS is going to have 2 of these things, so perhaps he can... Well, even having... I mean, he has the 2 HP relics, too. You got to remember that, guys. Plus armored up from Necron Lord. Still think it's going to be hard for him. But he needs to somehow get these... Yeah, if he didn't have these HP relics, I think... Yeah, he could maybe... Alright, but where do you go with that guy? Wow, this is difficult. I don't know what he does here. Yeah, now that's 3 turns. He's going to be game over. Yeah, Necron pulled through. No Jink from him. Okay. Problem is that the armored up man is so devastating. It just makes Necron like so, and when you got 2 lords and you're cycling armored up, it makes like these guys like Terminators. And with 2 HP relics, like that's no joke. I mean, these Killbusters are amazing units, but he needs a lot more of them to deal with this whole army. Like, the thing is, he can't allow this base to get damaged, because that's going to affect his production. He needs his units out to... Okay. So it looks like he can kill... Yeah, there you go. But yeah, that's what he has to kind of do. He should have just jinked this. Jink. Why did you, I think he's given up. I mean, if he had 4 of these units, I think he could have crushed this army. But 2, I don't think 2 is enough. Yeah, defensive protocol. That is so annoying. Oh man, he's demoraled. Oh, mind shackled. He mind shackled him. And the GG. Yeah, so Descar was totally off at the start, predicting the game. But you can see like how much Orc was dominating the mid game, and then it just epically failed when he tried to base snipe. Deimos made him pay for it, and then the game just was never the same. Good game.